thank you so much for joining the lesson. We are just going to start direct. We are directly going to start, and I will share my screen right away so that we may get started. I hope you can see the screen from wherever you are. Yeah, thank you. I can see you are increasing in the number. Remember to share, remember to subscribe. Just remember to invite a friend to this live broadcast. It's going to be a lively lesson. People are going to get something tonight. I'll be checking your comments, so please make sure you comment. Let's know where you are watching us from. Let's know whether you are getting us so clearly. Yes, so that you may. Let's know whether the sound is very clear. Let's know, please. The Maranda High School 2025 mock. So let's see. Let's see what they have in the section 1. So number 1, the height of a rectangular based pyramid is exactly 7.1 meters. Mark the word exactly, 7.1 meters. If the dimensions of the base are given correct to the nearest 10 centimeters as 2.5 meters by 1.8 meters, calculate the percentage error in its volume. You're supposed to know measurement, which is a paper 1 concept, yet it's in application when it comes to this particular area. So a lot of concepts in paper 1 are also applied in paper 2. Just as you can see, we are supposed to know how to get volume of pyramids, yet we are dealing with a paper 2 concept. So let it be known that all the concepts are necessary. They are necessary for your Thank you. I can see people are watching. Thika Road from Nairobi, Embakasi. Thank you. So let's now continue. We are supposed to know that a volume is given by a third base area times height. This one is for a pyramid. A third base area times height. That one you're supposed to know. It's the first thing to know. Then the height is exactly 7.1. So there is no error which has been incurred in the recording of the height. So the height is exactly 7.1. But when we go to the base now, which is having a length and a width, the length is going to be 2.5. Now, 2.5 has been recorded to an accuracy of 0.1. An accuracy of 0.1, because when you convert 10 centimeters by dividing by 100 to meters, it shall be 0.1 meters. So the accuracy in the recording of the base length is 0.1. So how do we get absolute error? Absolute error is gotten by, we take the accuracy 0.1 and we divide it by 2. This is 0.05. This is the absolute error in the recording of the dimensions of the base. So we add or subtract 0.05. This will take us to a length which is ranging between 2.45 all the way to 2.55 meters. Then we talk about the base width, which is equivalent to 1.8, recorded in the same accuracy as the length. So we use the same absolute error. This shall give us a 1.0 1.75 all the way to 1.85 meters. So we have a range of the length recording and a range for the width recording. That's what you're supposed to understand. Now with this, we can talk about volume maximum. What shall be the maximum volume? A third base area. So we use the biggest base, the maximum most base shall be 2.55. I'm using the upper limits multiplied by 1.85, then times the height, which is just fixed. Yeah, the height is fixed. The height is fixed. So this gives us a maximum volume of 11.16475 meters cubed. Then we go to volume minimum, whereby for us to get minimum volume, we need a third times the minimum base, which is going to be 2.45 multiplied by 1.75, then the height, which is fixed, 7.1. This gives us 10.14708 meters cubed. We can talk about actual volume. The actual volume, which will be given by a third multiplied by the base, 2.5 multiplied by 1.8 multiplied by 7.1, 1.8 times 7.1, and this is going to be exactly 10.65 square meter cubic meters. So we are having a maximum, minimum, and the actual volume according to. So with this now, ladies and gentlemen, we are supposed to talk about absolute error in these computations. You know, we have absolute error in the recording of dimensions and also absolute error in the computation of values. So when we get to the absolute error in these computations, we shall be talking about absolute error, which is gotten by maximum minus minimum over 2. Maximum minus minimum, then we take the average now, divide by 2. So let me get this value. This is going to be 0.508835. That one we call absolute error. Then after that, we go to the relative error. Relative error is given by absolute error out of the actual volume. Actual volume is 10.65. Then after this, we go to percentage error. Percentage error is given by relative error times 100. Relative error times 100. So the relative error is already up here as an expression. Then times now 100. This is the relative error. We multiply by 100, we get the percentage error. So the percentage error should be 4.778%. 778%. We are now in number 2. In number 2. As we go to number 2, let me remind people of our program here. A very enriching program, worthy enrollment. So please, if you in a secondary school or you have a friend in secondary school and you are following up with our programs, kindly enroll to this. Actually, we are not charging. We are just allowing people to register with a very small amount. Once you register, that will be all. You'll be taking part in the whole program. So please enroll. We have acquired people from all over the country, the best tutors around. We are going to have them on board so that you benefit in physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, Kiswahili, and English. So please enroll. Our number is already attached here, 0704 15 3366. The number is already on the poster. So feel free to reach out, get the best from the best. Let's get to number 2. The trigonometric equation of a curve is given as y equals to 2 the tan of zx minus 40 degrees. Given that z is a constant, determine the amplitude, the phase angle, and the period. This is a trigonometric function which is tangent in nature. So for a tangent function, the amplitude will be undefined. The amplitude is undefined, but the phase angle can be read from this part, whereby we pick the absolute value of the angle stated there, which is just 40, and the period should be 360 out of the constant that multiplies x, z, that way. In case it was a sine function or a cosine function with a constant here, or this constant can be a, with a constant a, sine kx, then plus or minus a certain angle like that, or y equals to a, the cosine of kx plus or minus a certain angle there. Then we would say amplitude equals to the value a, the constant there, then phase angle phase angle would be equal to the absolute value of theta. If it has a minus, you just pick the absolute value. Then finally we have the period. Period would be given by 360 out of k, the constant that multiplies x. So this is how we analyze sine and cosine waves. But for a tangent wave, the amplitude is undefined, because the nature of the trigonometric wave itself, it will even be very difficult. If you plot, it is usually very difficult to know the maximum and the minimum value, depending on the nature of a tangent wave. Let's check number 3. A very good question. Number 3, given that the log of a equals to x and the log of b equals to y, find x and y if the logarithm of a squared over b equals to 4 and the log of b, ab squared equals to 7. So let's apply some laws of logarithms in this particular question so that you may find the values of x and y. Look at this. Look at this. We've been told that the log of b, the log of a is x, the log of b is y. Then we find x and y. We apply the laws of logarithms. One, we know that the log of a plus the log of b, this one is solved by taking the log a multiplied by b. And when we have the log of a minus the log of b, as long as the bases are the same, we will talk about the log of a over b that way. If this is so, then the first expression or the first equation here, log of a squared divided by b, means that it is log of a squared minus log b equals to 4. And the second one, which is having the log of a multiplied by b squared, translates to the log of A plus the log of B power 2 equals to 7. So basically, this is where we are now. There is a law of logarithm again that says whenever we have n, the log of A, this is the same as the log of A power n. The multiplier of the logarithm becomes the power. Yeah, it becomes the power. If it becomes the power, then it means now we can continue interpreting our two equations and say the first equation, this is 1, this is 2. The first equation becomes 2 log A minus the log of B. You see, A is power 2, so the 2 multiplies now the logarithm. This is equal to 4. That's equation 1. Equation 2, the log of A plus 2, the log of B equals to 7. But remember, logarithm of A is x, logarithm of B is y. Therefore, this is 2x minus y equals to 4, equation 1. Then x minus, plus 2y equals to 7 according to equation 2. So with that now, with this now we can solve simultaneously. Look at equation 2. From equation 2, we can say that the value of x equals to 7 minus 2y. That is from equation 2. The value of x equals to 7 minus 2y. Therefore, we can rewrite equation 1. Let's get to equation 1 now. We are using substitution method. Substitution method. Nobody following me who doesn't know the substitution method, because we are all beyond Form 1. We don't have a Form 1 in the country. So that is learned in Form 1, and I expect you to be aware about the same. Okay, equation 1 can be expressed now as 2, and instead of x, 7 minus 2y, then minus y equals to 4. This is 14 minus 4y minus y equals to 4. When we group terms, negative 5y equals to 4 minus 14 becomes negative 10. So the value of y shall be 2 when you divide through by negative 5. The negatives first cancel, then 10 over 5 is 2. Now that we have the value of y, the value of x can be gotten as from this. From this, we can say x equals to 7 minus 2 into the value of y, which is a 2. So 7 minus 4 is a 3. The value of x is 3. The value of y is 2. A very interesting setting of a question. Very interesting. That's why I advise people to be aware of simultaneous equations. It is not a must for you to be told to solve the following pair of simultaneous equation. It can just be applied. Like we have seen, it can just appear. It can just appear. Remember to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to share. Muranga, Nyandarua, thank you so much. Wow, from Mandera, thank you. Garissa, thank you. From Getho, thank you so much. From Eldoret, Kitengela, Embakasi, Garissa again. Aha, thank you. From Nairobi, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Let's continue learning. Let's continue learning. Yeah, I can see from my side that the screen is very clear and people are getting it well. Very clear, very clear. So confirm that you can get us right from wherever you are. Remember to comment. Let's know where you are learning from. Let's know where you are catching shifting grades from. Number 4. Given that the sine of 15 equals to root 3 minus 1 out of 2, the root of 2, simplify the reciprocal of the sine of 15. So we are simplifying the reciprocal of sine 15, which means if sine 15 equals to this, then the reciprocal of sine 15 shall be 2 over root 2 divided by the root of 3 minus 1. That is what we are simplifying. If that is what we are simplifying, then we need to rationalize the denominator by multiplying it by the conjugate. And we also do the same on the upper side. We multiply the denominator by its conjugate and also the numerator by the conjugate of the denominator. From the numerator now we can expand. 2 root 2 multiplied by root 3 becomes 2 the root of 6 plus 2 the root of 2. Then out of, for us to multiply a surd and its conjugate, we just square one part minus the square of the other part. So we need the square of root 3 minus the square of 1. Root 3 squared is 3. 1 squared is 1. So 3 minus 1, which is 2. 3 minus 1, which is 2. Now you see, if at the denominator we are having 2, we can simplify now because both terms can be divided by 2. Both terms can be divided by 2. So when we divide 2 root 6 by 2, we get root 6. When we divide 2 root 2 by 2, we get root 2. So the final answer now should be root 6 plus root 2. It can't be simplified further. It is fully simplified. We get to number 5. Number 5, a question on commercial arithmetic. Yeah. A question on commercial arithmetic. Let me check this. A buyer pays for a car on hire purchase in 12 equal monthly installments. 12 equal monthly installments. The cash price was 450,000 Kenya shillings and the interest rate was 15% per annum. A deposit of 75,000 Kenya shillings was paid. Calculate its monthly repayments to the nearest Kenya shilling. Monthly repayments to the nearest Kenya shilling. So the thing that we're supposed to know here is that the balance after a deposit was made is what earns interest. So the balance becomes our principal, and it is that principal which will earn interest. 450,000 minus 75,000. This is giving us exactly 375,000. 375,000. So after making the deposit, the balance was 375,000. But this balance now earned some interest. It is not what the buyer finally paid. Because of acquiring the item on hire purchase, the balance had to earn some interest. At what rate? 15% per annum. But this is going to be paid in 12 equal monthly installments. Therefore, we can get, if this is per year, what about per month? What about per month? Yes, so we are supposed to calculate the rate per month because what has been provided is per year. Look at this. 15 is the rate in 12 months. Therefore, per month it shall be, let me divide this. Per month it shall be 15 over 12. This gives me 1.25% per month. So we know that amount is usually given by principal into 1 plus rate, which is a percentage raised to n. That is the compound interest formula. So what we are saying in this case is that the amount that will be paid later shall be the principal, which is the balance after deposit was made, 1 plus a rate of 1.25 divided by 100 raised to 12, raised to power 12. So what are we going to get at this point? 1 plus 1.25 over 100. Then now we raise this to power 12. Then we multiply by 375,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting 437, no, 435, 282.94 Kenya shillings. This is the amount this buyer is going to pay at the end of it. Therefore, per month, because all this will be paid in 12 months. What about per month? 435, 282.94 out of the 12 months. So per month, the repayment rate shall be, calculate its monthly repayments to the nearest shilling. We divide this by 12 months, 36,273.5. So we make it 4 because of nearest Kenya shilling. To the nearest Kenya shillings. To the nearest Kenya shillings. To the nearest Kenya shillings. Remember, our consultation line is 0704 15 33 66. That way. Yeah, 66 that way. So you can reach out for revision papers and for more revision programs. Yeah, for more revision programs. Number 6, a very interesting question in number 6. The question says that in the figure below, BT is a tangent to the circle at B. BT is a tangent at B. It just touches the circle there without touching, without cutting. AXCT, as you can see, and BXD are straight lines. AX equals to 6 as indicated, CT equals to 8 as indicated, and BX equals to 4.8, then XD equals to 5. The figure is not drawn to scale, so the measurements are not as indicated in the, okay, the measurements cannot be measured directly from the diagram. They're just indicated, not drawn to scale. So if it is 6, you can't measure to discover that it is 6. It is just an illustration. Find the length of XC. Okay, we have intersection of chords and tangents. When chords are intersecting internally, for example, AC is a chord, BD is a chord, and they are meeting internally at X. There is how they relate as long as they are meeting in a circle. So for internal intersection, we are supposed to know that AX multiplied by XC should be equal to BX multiplied by XD. That product is usually the same. So 6 multiplied by unknown XC should be the same as 4.8 multiplied by 5. Then we can remain with X, which is our XC. 4.8 by 5 over 6. I'm getting exactly 4 centimeters. So you are supposed to know how chords relate when they intersect internally, when they intersect externally, and such things. Look at BT. We are supposed to know that now the chord which is meeting with BT externally at T, we are supposed to know that in case we take the whole chord AT and we multiply by the outer portion is a CT, we should get the value of BT squared. So AT, remember we've gotten this one as 4 already. AT equals to 6 plus 4, that's 10, plus 8, that's 18. AT is 18 times the outer portion, which is CT, 8. Should be the same as the unknown BT squared. So for us to get BT, we need to take the square root of 18 multiplied by 8. What shall this give us? 18 by 8. Then we take square root. I'm getting exactly 12. So it shall be exactly 12 centimeters. Yeah, exactly 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters, that way. Exactly 12 centimeters. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share, to invite a friend. You can comment. Let's know where you are watching us from. Already at number 7. A jewel is guarded by 3 guards, A, B, C, in that order. On its way in, the probability of a thief getting caught by guard A is 2/3, B, 3/7, C, a quarter. On its way out, the probability of being caught by guard C is 4/7, by B, half, and by A, 2/5. Calculate the probability that part A, the jewel is stolen and the thief escaped. So a thief comes and passes all the guards. This thief picks the jewel and passes back again without being caught. So it means the probability shall be not caught by A. Remember, being caught by A is 2/3. So not caught should be 1/3. Then they proceed to B. They also fail to be caught. So 4/7. Then they proceed to C. Being caught by C is a quarter. So he was also not caught, the thief. So the probability there was 3/4. There is what we call mutually exclusive events, and their probability should add up to 1. Being caught by guard A and not caught by guard A are mutually exclusive events. So if being caught is 2/3, then not caught is 1/3. Being caught by B and not being caught by B are mutually exclusive events. Their probability should add up to 1. So if being caught by B is 3/7, then not being caught by B is 4/7. Then after this, the guy comes back and they are not caught by C when going back. So 4/7, 4/5 is the probability of C catching the thief on the way back. So they fail 1/5. B, half. C, 3/5, because 2/5 is the probability of catching. So A not catching should be 3/5. So this is the probability that we need. And that is exactly what you're supposed to compute. 2/175. 2/175. That's a very technical question, but when you understand probability and when you follow keenly, you will be able to maneuver through it. You'll be able to maneuver. The thief was caught by guard C. You know, there are many chances of being caught by C. So being caught by C, it means this thief passes A and 1/3, passing B 4/7, but gets caught by C. So the probability of C catching him is on the way in. Or this thief can be caught by C on the way back, such that the thief passes A, the thief again passes B, the thief passes C 3/4, but now on the way back, you get caught by C, which is 4/5. On the way back now, you get caught, whereby being caught on the way back is 4/5. So the thief can be caught when entering where the jewel is, or the thief can enter successively, but on the way back, C catches the thief. We know that the interpretation of OR in probability should be addition. In probability, it should be addition. Wow, it's my hope that you guys are really following. 1/21, 1/21, or 4/35. And this will give us 17/105. 17 out of 105. Yeah, 17 over 105. That's simple. That's simple. Already at number 8. Already at number 8. I'm supposed to check what guys are saying on the comment section. So please allow me. Just allow me. Before attempting number 8, I check what the followers are doing here. Oriri Migori, thank you. Rapogi School, thank you. Meru School, thank you so much. Felix Kiseve, thank you so much. That's Goto Boys. Wow, thank you. Thank you from Isiolo, thank you. From Kiambu, thank you so much. Question 3 on another level. I salute you. I don't know what question 3 was about. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a very interesting question. Very true. Very interesting. But we've managed to solve it so well. So let's now proceed with number 8. Remember to comment. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share. Tegez boys, thank you so much. Tegez, make sure you inbox. Tegez, please inbox 0704153366. Let me talk to the guy from Tegez and anyone else who might having something to. Oletipis, girls, thank you so much, Oletipis. Oletipis, thank you so much. Kapngetuni, wow, that's great. Meru School, thank you so much. Remember to inbox me, Meru School. Remember to inbox me from Goto Boys and everybody. Remember to reach out. Number 8, again, a very good question. All the questions are interesting, just like number 3. The position vectors of P, Q, and R are OP, 7i, 10j, OQ, I, 2j, and OR, 10j, negative 3i. Show that the points P, Q, and R are collinear. To show collinearity, we are just supposed to express any two vectors. Then we confirm whether one is a scalar multiple of the other. We check whether they are parallel, in other words. So what we're going to do is to express some two vectors like like PQ. A vector like PQ. Let's see vector PQ. PQ, we need Q minus P. So Q is 1, 2. And P is 7, negative 10. So what will be vector PQ? The vector PQ shall be negative 6. Then this is a 12. Negative 6, 12. That is vector PQ. PQ is Q minus P. You should know that. Then we can have another vector. Remember, it should be any two vectors. Kiambu, hi, thank you, Chris. Any two vectors. So what are we talking about here when we say any two vectors? We can even express PR or even QR, any two, as long as the examiner has not specified. You choose any two yourself. Therefore, I'll be having R, which is a 10, negative 3, and P, which is 7, negative 10. So here I'll be getting 3, and on the other side, I'll be getting negative 3 plus 10. Negative 3 plus 10, which is 7. It's my hope that we don't have any recording error in that. It's just my hope that we don't have any recording error. Anyway, we proceed. Tumaini girls, thank you. Let's check. Now with all this, are the two vectors parallel to one another? Remember, we are showing collinearity. Are they parallel to one another? So we check whether one is a scalar multiple of the other. We check whether one is a scalar multiple of the other. So I'm so careful on how the vectors have been written. Very careful on the writing of the vectors. Very careful on that. Just a minute. Yeah, that's why we are supposed to know that in this vector OR, yeah, that's why there was an issue. In this vector OR, the coordinates of J are coming before I. That means X and Y have been interchanged. And therefore, we are supposed to be very careful here. I comes first. So -3 should come first. -3 should come first. Then 10. -3, then 10. -3, then 10. Therefore, let me now re-express. Let me re-express PR now. So PR, I start with R, -3, 10. Then P, 7, -10. Yeah, that way. That way. I think that was the issue. So I'm having -10. And on the other side, I'm having +20. -10, +20. Now we can check. Is PQ having any scalar multiple? When we multiply this by a constant, are we going to get PR? Let's check. So K times -6, 12 equals to -10, 20. That way. So from the X component, -6K equals to -10, meaning that the value of K is 10/6, which is 5/3. 10/6, which is 5/3. Then using the Y component, we can still confirm the same constant. We can confirm the same constant. 12K equals to 20. So K equals to 20/12 by 4, 5, and by 4, 3. So we can conclude that 5/3 vector PQ is equal to vector PR. That means they are two parallel vectors. So with this, we can say PQ and PR are parallel. And out of the two vectors, there is a point which is appearing twice. So you mention it. P is a common point. P is a common point. Hence, P, Q, and R are collinear. P, Q, and R are collinear points. They are collinear points simply because two vectors expressed from them are parallel to one another and they are sharing a common point. You usually mention the common point and you quote that the two vectors are parallel. You can use a simple. One vector, two strokes, the other vector. This means that they are parallel. So you confirm that there is a scalar multiple between the two vectors. And that is it. A very simple working. At number 9, again, a very interesting question. Very interesting question. The mean mark of 10 students in a test is 47, while the standard deviation is 11. An 11th student had scored 58 marks in the same test. Calculate the new mean. What is the new mean? What you're supposed to understand here is that if 10 students are having a mean of 47, then it means we can get their total marks. 47 is the mean, times 10 students. So they are having 470 marks, the 10 of them. So with 470, there comes another student with 58, and now we divide the total marks by 11. All right, 470 plus 58, 528 over 11, which is going to give us exactly 48. So the mean is now 48, because they were having a total of 470 marks when they were 10. Now 11th student is coming with 58 marks, and they now become 11. So we share the mean by 11. So the new mean is 11. We were also told that the standard deviation is 11. The standard deviation of the 10 was 11. We are supposed to know first, how do we get standard deviation? Standard deviation is given by the square root of summation of f of x squared divided by sum of f minus mean squared. Mean squared. That is the formula for standard deviation, more so when the data is not grouped like this case. So we will say 11 is given by the square root of unknown sum of f of x squared over 10 students minus 47 squared. So from this, we can square both sides. 121 equals to summation of f of x squared over 10 minus, I square 47 now, 2209. 2209. You see, now we can get the sum of f of x. Yeah, we can get sum of f of x by saying that sum of f of x squared would be, we are taking 2209 to the other side, whereby we shall add 121 to it. This giving me 2330. And there is a over 10 here. So sum of f of x squared equals to, we multiply by 10, 23,300. 23,300. So that was the original sum of fx squared. The original sum of fx squared when they were 10. Now they are becoming 11. And we know the mean. And we can also get the new f of x squared. So we shall say the new standard deviation now, the new standard deviation shall be the new sum of f of x according to the original formula here. Look at this formula. 23,300. We add 58 should also be squared out of sum of f. They are all of them 11 plus the new mean score squared, or minus, sorry, minus the new mean score squared. The new mean score is 48 squared. Then we take the square root. This should be computed now. I multiply this by 10, then I am supposed to add 58 squared. Then I divide by 11. I'm getting 24. So I'm getting, let me use the space up here. Sorry for that inconvenience. I like organizing my work well. So the standard deviation shall be 24 minus, when we square 48, we are getting 2304. Then we obtain the square root. So the standard deviation shall be 24 minus 2304. I'm getting 120. So the square root of 120 now, 10.95. The new standard deviation should be 10.95. Don't think the question is very simple, but when you know what you're doing, it is a very simple question. Number 10, given that M equals to Q plus R and Q varies directly as T and R varies directly as the square of T, then M equals to 16 when T equals to 2, and again M equals to 33 when T equals to 3. Find the value of M when T equals to 8. This is partial variations. We are being told that Q varies directly as T. So Q varies directly as T. Q varies directly as T, implying that we can have Q equal sign a constant times T. Then again, R varies directly as the square of T. So R varies directly as the square of T, implying that R equals to a constant, a different one, times T squared. Now, if R and Q can be expressed in terms of T and constants, then we can replace them in the original relation here and talk about M equals to, instead of Q, KT plus R, and instead of R, CT squared. So this is now the general equation connecting M and T. Connecting M and T. Instead of Q and R, you have M and T now. So M equals to 16 when T equals to 2. So this becomes 2K plus T is squared. So 4C. That is equation 1. M equals to 33 when T equals to 3. So 3K plus we square T, 9C. Equation 2. So we are having two equations to relate K and C, which are constants. K and C are constants. So now we can solve simultaneously by saying 2K from equation 1 equals to 16 minus 4C. Therefore, K equals to 8 minus 2C. This is from equation 1. If from equation 1 that is what you're having, equation 2 can be rewritten. 33 equals to 3 instead of K, 8 minus 2C plus 9C. So equation 2 now has become this, 33 equals to 24 minus 6C plus 9C. We can group terms and say the value of 3C equals to 33 minus 24, which is 9. Wow. So the value of C equals to 3. If C equals to 3, then the value of K can be gotten very easily by saying K equals to 8 minus 2, the value of C, which is 3. So 8 minus 6, and K becomes 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. So with all those constants now, we can get back to the general equation and make it specific. This one now, we make it specific and say M equals to K, which is 2T, plus C, which is 3T squared. This is now the specific equation connecting T and M. Find M when T is 8. So M shall be 2, 8 plus 3, 8 squared. Then we find now the value. 2 into 8 plus 3 into 8 squared. I'm having 208. 208. That's the value of M when T equals to 8. Value of M when T equals to 8. This is again not a very cheap question. People should take it with the weight that it deserves. You are supposed to interpret questions very carefully. Very carefully. Number 11 is a graphical. Yeah, 11 is graphical. Still together with you on the comments. Together with you on the comments. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being around. Teremi High School, thank you. Kimilili Boys, thank you. Mary School Tukondani, thank you. Momboni School, thank you so much. Austin from Momboni. Tigoi Girls, thank you so much. County High School, thank you. Somebody saying not clear. Susan from St. Joseph's Kibwezi, thank you. St. Joseph's Kibwezi, you're really great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's continue learning together. I appreciate your presence. Kitengela Boys High School, thank you. Queen of the South from Kitengela. We can check some graphical work now. Let's check some graphical work. Remember to come with a friend in tomorrow's live broadcast. Please come with a friend. It shall be great. Ensure that somebody enrolls. Just bring a friend to the live broadcast. Remember also that we have very interactive sections which are going to happen through Google Meet. If you have a friend in secondary school, please refer them to us. We are having experts in actually examiners in Kiswahili, English, biology, chemistry. Then we have physics and mathematics, whereby we'll be taking you through very powerful programs, exactly what you expect for the next examinations. My number is already attached, 0704 15 3366. You send some registration fee and we are going to enroll you. We shall add you to the group and it shall be great. So you will not regret being part of this program. Reach out and get the best from the best in the country. We shall help you. We shall help you. So please feel free to enroll. Number 11, the temperature of a cooling water was measured at intervals of 2 minutes and recorded is shown in the table below. So we can see the table, time in minutes, temperature in degrees Celsius. On the grid provided, draw the graph of temperature against time. So temperature should be on the x-axis. When you hear a certain quantity against another, St. Mary's Igoji, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. When you hear that you are plotting a quantity against another one, the first one to be mentioned must lie on the vertical axis, the y-axis. Then the second one to be mentioned lies on the x-axis. The first one to be mentioned, y-axis, against the second one mentioned, x-axis. Therefore, we begin with the y. So the axes have already been labeled. The examiner is really very lenient to us. So 0 against 80, that is our first 0 against 80. Remember, it is cooling water. So at 2 minutes 60, 2 minutes 60, that way. Then 4 minutes 46, 4:46. So 46 shall be here. You should know how to interpret scale, ladies and gentlemen. When you look at this, you can see that for every 5 small squares, we have 10 units, which means for every 1 square, 5 small squares are representing 10 units on the vertical axis. Then 1 small square should represent 1 times 10 over 5, which is 2 units. Therefore, from 40 to 46, we expect 3 units. Please be in a position to interpret the scale. Chenny Girls from Embu, thank you so much. Njiri School, thank you so much. Gatito Secondary School, thank you. Well represented. Thank you, thank you. Makuyu Girls, thank you. St. Francis Secondary, thank you. Nakuru, I notice you. And Kitengela High School. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. So we continue plotting. 6:35. 6 minutes 35. In between 30 and 40. Exactly, and 40. We are talking about 8 and 26. 8 and 26. So 26 should be somewhere here. We having 10 and 20. 10, 20. That point. Something else that we have is 12 and 15. 12, 15. 15 is exactly between 10 and 20. Those are the coordinates. The first thing is to ensure that you plot your coordinates well, because for these 2 marks, we need the plotting and a curve. So for you to get 2 marks, the plotted coordinates are supposed to appear very well. The plotted coordinates are supposed to appear very well. Okay, look at this. Now I'm supposed to connect using a very smooth curve. Very smooth. I'm changing the ink so that I make it very visible. A smooth curve. Wow, very smooth. Look at that. Perfect. And I'm using my free hand. I'm using my free hand. Let me know the kind of a curve that you can see. Are you able to see a perfect curve? And remember, after the curve has passed, ladies and gentlemen, we are supposed to see the plotted coordinates. So your plotted coordinates should still be visible even after the curve has passed there. Even after the curve has passed there. Say something about my curve, please. Aha. Proceeding to number, okay, part 2 of the same. Determine the rate of cooling at the 8th second. At the 8th second. So we go to 8th second and we draw a tangent at that particular point. Because it is a curve, the rate of change is not uniform. So we have instantaneous rates. We have instantaneous rates. Instantaneous rates. So at 8, we are supposed to draw a tangent there to the curve. We draw a tangent to the curve at that point. We draw a tangent to the curve that way. A tangent to the curve. Now with that tangent, we are now supposed to get its gradient now. This is the tangent. So we find its gradient. The gradient of that particular tangent is the one to represent the rate of change at that particular point. Oli goes to school to Makueni. Thank you so much. A smooth curve. Thank you. It's smooth. Thank you. Oli goes to schools. That is from Sultan Ahmad. I know the place. I know even some of your teachers. Thank you so much for being around. Thank you for being around. So let's look at the rate of change at that particular point. According to how the tangent is, definitely it should be telling you that it is a negative gradient even before you calculate it. Even before you calculate the gradient, it is a negative gradient. So we find it by considering 2 points on that point. The first point is a 825. Is it so? 826, yeah? One of the coordinates is 826. And another coordinate along the same is 1210. 1210. 1210 is on that tangent. 1210. So we find gradient, change in y over change in x. 20. Okay, let me begin with the second coordinate. 10 minus 26. 12 minus 8. Change in y over change in x. Negative 16 out of 4. So the rate of change is supposed to be negative what? 16 over 4 is negative 4. Yeah, the rate of change is negative 4. That is the rate of change. That is the rate of change. We have a very wonderful question here that I want people to understand. Look, the figure below shows a triangular prism. Please be around as we discuss this question up to the end. Personally, I've tried to go through it, and if the is not very careful, they will end up confusing, completely confusing. The figure below shows a triangular prism wedge with a flat bottom, ABCD. So as you can see, ABCD is a base, a flat bottom. AB is equivalent to EF. AB and EF are equal to 15. We should also know that CD is equal to 15. Yeah. Then AD, you can see AD, the hidden edge. AD equals to 15. AD equals to 8. AD together with BC, they are equal to 8 centimeters. Equal to 8 centimeters. So this labeling of EF should be somewhere here, 15 centimeters EF. So that here we say it is 8 centimeters. Yeah, that way, 8 centimeters. Then this is supposed to be 15 centimeters that way. That's how the distances are. Then we have 6 centimeters. So 6 centimeters for CF, and DE. So we have to continue. We have to continue with the diagram. CF 6 together with DE. So this is also 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters that way. So we are supposed now to proceed with the question. Find the angle that line AF. Line AF. Let's look at line AF. Line AF, we can see line AF is from the bottom to the top. Line AF makes with the base. The base is ABCD, given that BCF is 90. So it's right angled at this point. And also ADE. ADE is also right angled. So the prism is right angled at those points. I hope you can see the diagram yourselves from wherever you are. I just hope that you can see the diagram. Anyway, we have to continue. Now that it is right angled at those points, there are some other points where it is also right angled, though it has not been mentioned. But you can see that the plane ABF is also right angled at this point, because ABEF is rectangular. ABEF is rectangular. ABEF rectangular, meaning that this point is right angled. So we can get the length from A to F. The length AF can be found. So AF will be, we take 12 squared, we add 15 squared, then we take the square root. Pythagoras theorem. AF can be found 12 squared plus 15 squared, then we take the square root. That's exactly 12 squared plus 15 squared, the square root. I'm getting exactly 19.21. 19.21. Or we can say this is the square root of what? 369. Yeah, the square root of 369, in other words, root 369. If we have that length, it means we need to get the line. There's something I want us to get. Okay, to avoid a lot of working, because we can go through a lot of ways, then we discover that it is even a simple question. Look at A to C. From A to C, you know that that length can be found using the length AC, 8 squared and 15 squared. It is the diagonal to the base, the diagonal of the base. So AC equals to 8 squared plus 15 squared. Then we take square root, exactly 17. So if this is 17, we are to find the angle between, we have already found the three sides now, the three sides for triangle ACF. So now we deal with ACF. We deal with ACF. We deal with ACF. This one is perpendicular. C, F, A. So we need now the angle at A. Because for us to get the angle between a line and a plane, we are supposed to get the angle between the line and its own projection on the plane. So the projection of AF on the plane is going to be AC. The projection of AF on the plane ABCD is going to be AC. Therefore, the angle between the line and its own projection is what we want. So we are already having 6 at this point, and we are already having 17 at this point. So this angle can be found using the tan. Tan of the angle equals to opposite out of adjacent. So how do we get the angle then? Tan inverse of 6 over 17. Tan inverse of 6 over 17. So shift tan 6 over 17. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting 19.44. 19.44. Actually, I was trying to follow very difficult routes by first getting the length of AF. It was not even necessary. But remember, you can still use it. With all the lines, you can use the trigonometric ratio that you want. 19.44. Yeah, 19.44. So that is it. 19.44. 19.44. Number 13. Number 13, a very interesting question. Dagoretti High School, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody is asking in number 11, what if you are given 2 points? What if you are given 2 points? Okay, I must make it clear that 2 points, you cannot be asked whether they are collinear, because there are no 2 points which can fail to be on a straight line. Any 2 points are usually on a straight line. So you cannot be asked to show whether 2 points are collinear, because any two coordinates must form a line. So I'm reading your comments and responding to any question. What if you are given 2 points? You can't be given 2 points for such a question, because to test for collinearity, the coordinates must be 2 and above, or must be beyond 2, that is, because any two coordinates must accept to be on a line. There is no way 2 points can fail to connect to form a line. So you must examine them when they are beyond 2. But thank you for the question. Robin Masharia from Kimangaru, Embu, thank you so much. Emmanuel Ngetich from Merigi Secondary, thank you. We have watching from Migori, thank you so much. That is Collins. Then we have Kitante High School, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are having somebody from Maryhill Thika, thank you. We have a Giriambu Girls School, that is Carol. Thank you so much, Carol Muimi or Murimi. Let's continue following. Number 13, the points with coordinates 7, 10, negative 3, 8 are ends or are endpoints of a diameter of a circle center A. Determine the equation of the circle where A, B, and C are constants. This is what you are supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. With the two ends of a diameter, with the two ends of a diameter, we should be in a position. We should be in a position to find the center. The center is A. So one of the ends can be P, which is 710. The other end can be Q, which is negative 38. How do we get the coordinate of A, which is the center? We need the first X plus the second X over 2. Then the first Y plus the other Y over 2. That's how we get the midpoint, because the center is the midpoint of PQ. PQ as the ends of diameters. So this is going to be 4 over 2, which is 2, and 18 over 2, which is 9. So the center of the circle is 2, 9. Again, we are supposed to apply some vectors for us to get the radius of the circle. From P to A or from A to Q, any of those lengths will give us the radius of the circle, because we can't find the equation without radius. Let's get the radius of the circle. We need first the length. So from P to A, vector PA, whereby we need A, 2, 9, and we also need P, which is 7, 10. Then after this, whereby we are getting a negative 5 and negative 1, we now find the vector length. We call it a magnitude of AB, which requires negative 5 squared and negative 1 also squared. Then we take square root. So the radius, which is length PA, shall be the square root of 26. The square root of 26. Yeah, the square root of 26. So now we can express our circle. Generally, the equation of a circle is given by x minus a plus y minus b equals to radius squared. In this case, a, b are the coordinates of the center. So x minus 2 squared, we're having squared here, plus y minus 9 also squared equals to the root of 26 also squared. When we square and open the brackets, x squared minus 4x plus 4, then plus y minus 18y, y is squared, minus 18y plus 81 equals to 26. Then after this, now what we need, St. Francis of Assisi, I see you. Great work done. Thank you. Let's remember to subscribe kindly. Just subscribe to this platform. Share with your friends the link. Let's be in great numbers tomorrow. Let us go beyond 300 people. When you come with only 2 friends, we will be around 120 in tomorrow's live lesson. And it's going to be a paper 1, whereby you can even meet, we can even meet with friends in Form 2, Form 3, any level. Please ensure that you come with friends. So we get back to the format that we need. After x squared, what should follow is y squared. So we start with x squared plus y squared. Then after that, ax. So negative 4x, then y, negative 18y. Then the constant now. We have to take 4 plus 81 minus 26. We get 59. Then now we remain with a 0 on the right hand side. So that is it. Ampira, hi, thank you. St. Francis, thank you. Thank you. Giriampo, hi, thank you. Kiteta boys, thank you. Thank you, Mutie from Kiteta. I appreciate your presence in this forum. I'm recognizing everybody. Remember our consultation line 0704 15 33 66. Yeah, that's our consultation line. Number 14. The matrices A and B are such that A equals to K 4 3 2 and B 1 2 3 4. Given that the determinant of AB is the product of A and B equals to K, find the value of K. Find the value of K. So let us begin by finding first the product of A and B. When we say A and B or AB, it means K 4 3 2. This one should multiply 1 2 3 4. When we multiply here, we are supposed to have row times column. So the first element here in the answer matrix, is supposed to be K times 1 and 4 times 3. So that should be K plus 12. The next should be the same row times the next column. So K by 2, that is 2K, plus 4 by 4, which is 16. That way. Then on the other row, we start with this second row times the first column. 3 by 2 plus, 3 by 1 plus 2 by 3. That is 3 plus 6, which is 9. Then the same row and the last column. 3 by 2 and 2 by 4. So 3 times 2 is 6. 2 by 4 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. So this is the product. This is the product of A and B. And we have been told that the determinant of this product now is equal to K. What is determinant? When we multiply the elements in the leading diagonal minus product of elements in the other diagonal, we should get determinant. Therefore, the product of 14 and K plus 12 minus the product of 9 and 2K plus 16 should give us the value of K. That is what it means. So this is going to be 14K plus 14 by 12, which is 168, minus 18K minus 9 by 16, giving us negative 144 equals to K. So we can group terms now. We start with, we have a K. So we start with 14 minus 18 minus 1, 1K. This is negative 5 equals to, now we take the other constants to the right. It becomes positive 144 minus 168. That gives us 24. So the value of K shall be, minus 24. When we divide by 5, we are getting negative positive 4.8 as the value of K. 4.8 is the value of K. You can confirm whether my multiplication is exact. Just confirm. Yeah, thank you. I can see people are really coming in to learn mathematics. Cheruto, thank you. Faith Cheruto, thank you so much. Emmanuel Ngetich from Merigi, thank you so much. So I notice your presence, guys. Let's continue learning together. Let's continue getting the best from the best platform. Remember that in shifting grades, there are more than 2,000 lessons. So you cannot finish going through our lessons. Make sure you are keeping yourself busy. Even when we are not having a live lesson, when you get time, check what we covered when you were not there. there are a lot of lessons. Even when you are in school, if you are a boarder, when you are in school, during the term, I've been uploading. So check the lessons that I've been uploading, and we keep growing. Number 15, we are going to evaluate. So this means integrate from -2 to 3, 4x power 3 plus x plus 2x plus 1 with respect to x. So we integrate the first term, which is 4x. It's going to be 4. X becomes power 4. The power increases, and the new power divides everything that way. Plus 2, x becomes squared, so the power has to increase by 1, and the new power divides everything. Plus, where there is no x, now x is introduced, then plus arbitrary constant of integration from -2 to 3. So now we can talk about 4 cancelling here to have x power 4 plus 2 also cancels here, x squared plus x plus c from -2 to 3. So we substitute now, and we start with +3. So 3 power 4 plus 3 squared plus 3 plus c, then minus -2 power 4 plus -2 squared plus 3 plus -2 plus c. That way, let me get to the space here. Okay, 3 power 4 plus 3 squared, which is 9, plus 3. I'm getting 93 plus c. Then minus, when we substitute -2, power 4 plus -2 squared, which is also 4, plus -2, I'm getting 18 plus c. So you discover we need 93 minus 18, right? To give us 75. Then when we take c minus c, the constant disappears. That constant disappears. So that's how you are supposed to integrate and you substitute. We call them definite integrals, where the integral or where the function has been given some limits. Look at number 16, our last question in section 1. Remain around until we finish, please. Remain around until we finish. Mangu School, St. Francis High, well represented. Thank you so much, Anne Muigai. Please make sure you invite the other students from your school. Let's turn up in large numbers in our subsequent lessons. So after this lesson, I expect you to reach out to very many people. 0704 15 33 66 is our consultation line. So you can reach out through that. Construct using a scale of 1:100 a triangular range ABC, where AB 6, AC 7, BC 7.5 meters, using AB as the base. Using AB as the base. Goats are allowed to graze inside the range or the ranch or the rank, whatever you call it. It's a big field which has been fenced well to host some livestock, provided that they are at least 2 meters from AB and more than 3 meters from C. Indicate by shading the area available for grazing. This is now called loci. We are supposed to read instructions and understand them. Let's begin by the construction. The basic construction of a line called AB. That's what we are starting with. Line A. Then we measure 6 centimeters, because these are 6 meters, and according to the scale, 1 centimeter should represent 100 centimeters. So 1 to 100 means 1 centimeter for 100 centimeters. So 1 centimeter for 1 meter, in other words. So after measuring 6 meters, we mark off, and that will be our B. And now we take our compass and we measure 7 centimeters. After measuring 7 centimeters, you stand at A and you make an arc. Then you measure again 7.5 and you stand at B, you make an arc. We will have gotten part C. So you connect the intersection of the arcs to A and also to B. If this is C, we have 7.5 centimeters, which represents 7.5 meters, and 7 centimeters to represent, these are centimeters to represent the meters. That way. So we are already having the triangular rank already. Now with this rank, let's check the instructions of the goats, how the goats are going to graze inside the ranch, such that they are at least 2 meters from AB. 2 meters from AB, remember AB is a line. AB is a line. Therefore, to ensure that we are 2 meters away from AB, that is a locus of points which are at a certain fixed distance from a fixed line, we draw a parallel line to that one. So a parallel line to AB, ensuring that the line is 2 centimeters away. 2 centimeters away. So we draw a line parallel to AB, 2 centimeters away. 2 centimeters away. At least 2 meters. So it can be 2 meters or this is a parallel line which is 2 meters away from. So you ensure that from AB, these are 2 centimeters to represent the 2 meters. To represent the 2 meters that way. So they are going to feed, the goats are going to feed either on that line or beyond, upwards. It should be at least 2 meters from AB. So anywhere on that line and beyond. Anywhere on that line and beyond. Are you subscribing? Are you sharing with friends? Kinago, Kitondo boys. Wow. Thank you so much. They are friends of mine in Kitondo. Thank you, Merisho School. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for turning up in very great numbers. So we are supposed to continue. Yeah, let's check the other instruction. 2 meters from AB, that one is done, or more than 3 centimeters from C. C is a fixed point. Therefore, a given distance from a fixed point should be the locus of a circle. So we stand at C and we do a circle 3 centimeters radius. A circle 3 centimeters radius, standing at C. So you stand at C, you use 3 centimeters to do a circle. Like that. 3 centimeters here. So from C to where the circle is, 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. So you stand at C, using a radius of 3 centimeters, you make an arc. Now, these goats are not supposed to feed anywhere more than 3 meters from C. So if it is supposed to be more than 3 centimeters, thank you, Kenya High. Let's invite our friends tomorrow. Okay, if it is supposed to be 3 meters from C, strictly 3 meters, I'm using a dotted line. I'm using a dotted arc because even on the arc, the goats are not supposed to feed there. More than 3 meters, not 3 meters, more than 3 meters. So it should be beyond that arc and also from AB 2 centimeters away. But remember, it is at least 2 centimeters. So the 2 centimeters were allowed for the first case. That's why it is complete. Therefore, now that is the area. We are supposed now to shed, indicate by shading the area which is available for grazing. So this is the area available for grazing between the two conditions. I hope you're understanding. There are a lot of lessons on loci in our channel. Please remember to teach yourself. Just find time and go through. Find time and go through. Otherwise, thank you so much for turning up. I expect you to be here tomorrow. Remember our program. Reach out through my number, which is already attached, 0704 15 33 66. We shall continue growing together. Thank you so much.